The bar was loud that night. Glasses clinking. Low jazz humming like a secret. Laughter rolling across the room in waves. Warm light on polished wood. You know that kind of place, not cheap, not loud, not messy. A place where rich people pretend they're normal. And in the middle of it sat him. Adrian Cole. You've probably seen his face online. Articles. Headlines. Youngest hotel billionaire. Cold-blooded dealmaker. People call him a shark. He's always in black. Always smooth. Always in control. Except tonight he was smiling. Not the fake smile for cameras. A real one. Because of her. She walked in alone. Black jacket. Simple ponytail. No designer bag, no diamonds. Just quiet confidence. Like the kind that says, I'm not here for you. And that made him look. He leaned back in his leather seat in the VIP corner, narrowed his eyes, and said softly, almost amused, Who is that? The waitress on shift that night, Sophia. Didn't even look up from the tray she was balancing. Just a customer, she muttered, moving past him. But her hands were shaking. You wouldn't notice unless you were close. I was close. Because that customer? That was Lena, Sophia's little sister. Adrian didn't know that, of course. He just watched Lena walk up to the bar, tap her fingers on the counter, and say to the bartender, Just water, please. I'm waiting for someone. Her voice, calm, strong. No begging, no impressing. Adrian liked that. He stood. You could hear his footsteps cross that polished floor. Steady, confident. Expensive shoes hitting wood with that soft, heavy thud. And instantly the energy in the bar shifted. Security watched him. The manager watched him. Half the girls watched him. Sophia watched him the way a deer watches a loaded gun. He stopped beside Lena. Not too close. Not rude. He knew how to play. Slow night? He asked her. She turned. Looked him up and down once. No gasp. No. Oh my God, are you Adrian Cole? Nothing. Just didn't ask for company. That actually made him laugh under his breath. Good, he said. I'm not company. I'm a distraction. She almost smiled. Almost. From what? He leaned in just a little. From whoever stood you up. And this is where you see it, his game. He talks like silk. Like teasing. Creating a bubble around you so the rest of the room disappears. He makes you feel chosen. But Lena? Lena raised her eyebrow and said, Who said I was stood up? He nodded at the glass in front of her. You ordered water in a place where a cocktail costs more than rent. That means either you don't drink, or you're proving a point. I like both. Her lips parted. She wasn't expecting him to notice that much. Sophia was still working the tables, pretending to refill napkins, pretending to clean, pretending not to stare. Her heart was in her throat. You could see it in her face. She wanted to run over there and pull her sister away like, Don't talk to him. Lena, please don't. But she couldn't. Because tips. Because rent. Because you can't scream at a billionaire customer when your manager is 2 feet away and already nervous. Adrian reached out, just barely brushing the rim of her glass with his finger. Let me at least fix the water part, he said. You deserve better. Lena shook her head. You don't even know me. And then he said it. I could. Silence. That word sat between them, warm and dangerous. You could feel the tension in the air shift, like static before lightning. Lena swallowed. You could see the pulse in her throat. She wasn't scared. She was alert. This wasn't some drunk rich boy. This was someone used to getting what he wanted. She looked him in the eye. Okay, she whispered. Then ask. He smiled slow. Name. Lena. Beautiful, he said. She fired right back. That's not a question. He laughed. Sophia couldn't take it anymore. She stepped in fast, tray hugged tight to her chest. Sir, can I get you anything? Her voice was polite, but her eyes? Her eyes were on Lena like, Are you okay? Say the word. Adrian glanced at her, distracted. No, I'm good. Lena looked at Sophia and said softly, I'm fine, I promise. That's when everything changed. Because Adrian watched that. The way they spoke without saying it. The way the waitress's shoulders relaxed when Lena said I'm fine. The way Lena reached out and touched Sophia's sleeve for 1 second, thumb rubbing comfort into her arm. And he froze. Wait, he looked between them. You two know each other? He asked. Lena's jaw flexed. Sophia inhaled. And in that tiny pause, that heartbeat of silence, you could feel the whole night tilt. If she told the truth, everything would explode. If she lied, she'd have to play his game. Lena smiled, slow and careful. Not really, she said. She just lied to a billionaire. And she thinks she's in control. She has no idea who he really is. And he has no idea who she really is. After the bar closed, the music died first. Then the lights shifted from warm gold to ugly cleaning time white. Chairs flipped. Floors squeaked. People who laughed loudly an hour ago now whispered on the sidewalk like ghosts slipping away. Sophia finally let her shoulders drop. Her hands were red from carrying trays. Her back ached. Her feet were burning inside cheap black flats. You could see how tired she was in the way she leaned against the brick wall outside, letting the cool night air hit her face. Islamabad nights can carry this soft breeze after midnight. Not cold, but sharp enough to wake you up. The wind nudged loose hair against her cheek. The door opened. Lena slipped out. Sophia didn't yell. She didn't explode. She just whispered, "Have you lost your mind?" Lena sighed. "Nice to see you too." "I told you not to come here," Sophia hissed. "I came to walk you home," Lena said. "That's literally it. I wasn't planning on getting hunted by a billionaire." Sophia rubbed her face. "He talked to you?" "Talked?" Lena let out a tiny laugh. "He profiled my drink, diagnosed my heartbreak, and tried to buy me a better life in under 5 minutes. I think that counts as talked." Sophia groaned. "You have to understand something about these two. They're not just sisters. They're survivors. Their mom's heart meds aren't cheap. The rent went up last month. Lena had to pause school. Sophia's been working doubles, pretending she's fine, pretending tips are actually pretty good tonight, while her bank app is quietly begging for mercy. So when Sophia says, "Stay away from guys like that," it doesn't sound jealous. It sounds terrified. "He's dangerous, Lena," she said quietly. "Not he'll hit you dangerous. Worse, the kind that smiles while he ruins you. The kind that thinks buying you dinner means buying your silence." Lena leaned back against the same wall, shoulder to shoulder with her sister. Two shadows under the flickering alley light. "He didn't touch me," she said. "He didn't even get close. That's because I was there." Lena turned, softening. "You think I can't handle him?" "I think," Sophia whispered, "you're not used to men who can buy a building just to fire everyone inside it." Silence. Wind moved trash on the pavement with a dry scrape. From the corner of her eye, Lena watched her sister's face. The tired, sleepless, too young to be this old face. "He treated you okay tonight?" Sophia laughed once. No humor. "You mean did he complain, snap his fingers, ask me to smile more, and then leave a tip so big the manager called him so like he was royalty?" "Yeah. He treated me fine." Lena's jaw tightened. "I don't like him talking to you like that." Sophia rolled her eyes. "That's literally my job." "No," Lena said. "Your job is serving drinks. Your job is not letting some rich stranger act like he owns you." That landed. Sophia looked at her sister, and for a moment, the tough older sister armor cracked. You could see it, the fear, the anger, the shame. "Listen," Lena said softly. "If he bothers you again, I'll handle it." Sophia almost smiled. "Handle a billionaire? You?" "I'm serious." Sophia shook her head. "No, Lena. You stay out of this. I mean it. Don't talk to him again. Don't come near him. He's..." The alley went quiet. A black car had just eased to the curb. Not loud, not rushed, just smooth, back-tinted windows, engine purring, low and expensive. You could feel it more than hear it, like bass under your skin. The rear door opened. Adrian stepped out. No security this time. No entourage. Just him. In the alley. At 1:47 a.m. He adjusted his cuff, looked right at Lena, then at Sophia. So calm. So, he said softly, now that we're all off the clock, can we talk honestly? Sophia's breath caught. Lena moved in front of her sister without thinking. Adrian noticed that. His eyes dropped for a second to Lena's hand, slightly shaking, where she was holding Sophia back by the hip. He lifted his hands, palms open. Relax. I'm not here to cause problems. Lena stared him down. Then why are you here? Adrian's voice dropped. Because, he said, your manager tried to overcharge you for medicine on your tab. I saw him at it. I saw him whisper about it. You think I didn't notice? I notice everything. Every muscle in Sophia's body went tight. What did you just say? She whispered. Adrian looked straight at her. I came, he said, to ask why you're letting that man steal from you. Why does a billionaire care about a waitress's stolen wages at 1:47 a.m.? What does he really want? Inside the car, everything felt wrong. Too soft, too clean, too quiet. The seats hugged you. The air smelled like leather and cologne and the faint bite of mint. City noise was muffled, like someone pressed a pillow over the world. Lena sat on one side, arms crossed, jaw locked. Sophia sat next to her, eyes wide, hands in her lap, trying not to touch anything. Adrian sat across from them, relaxed, like this was just a normal night to him. Like dragging two sisters into a private car behind a bar at 2 a.m. was routine. It's not illegal, Sophia whispered. He's not stealing. It's called the staff deduction. The bar keeps a percentage for incidents. Breaks. Walkouts. It's normal. It's fine. Adrian tilted his head. He took 60% of your tips. Sophia swallowed. Sometimes it's busy and glassware. 60, Adrian repeated. That's not a policy. That's theft. Sophia stared at her hands. Her throat moved as she swallowed. She didn't fight. She didn't argue. She just went quiet in that way people go quiet when they're used to being cornered. Lena turned, fury in her voice. See? She hissed. I told you. I told you they were using you. Sophia whispered. Please, not here. Adrian watched them. Not hungry. Not smirking. Something else. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees, voice low. Do you think I'm stupid? Lena blinked. What? He looked at her. Back at the bar. You lied to me. Lena didn't flinch. About what? You said you didn't know her. A beat. Then Lena smiled. Slow. Cold. Maybe I just don't introduce my sister to strange men in suits. Adrian actually nodded. Fair. Sophia whispered. Lena. But Lena wasn't done. She leaned in, eyes locked on Adrian. Let me guess, she said. This is where you save us? You hand us money and expect us to melt? You tell us we're special? You tell me I have pretty eyes and that I deserve better than this life. Adrian almost looked offended. That's disgusting. Lena lifted her chin. That's men like you. Silence. Then he said very quietly, You have no idea what kind of man I am. The air in the car dropped a degree. He sat back, gaze sharpening. The easy charm was gone now. This wasn't flirty Adrian from the bar. This was Adrian Cole, the one from the headlines. The one who shuts down companies like flipping off a light. My mother, he said softly, worked nights like yours, double shifts, managers who lost hours off the book. She died at 49. You know why? Neither sister spoke. Because stress, he said. Because we'll pay you next week. Because stop complaining or we'll replace you. Because she thought being grateful was safer than being angry. He looked at Sophia. There's a charge on your tab for broken bottle cleanup. You didn't break anything. A drunk guy did. Your manager wrote it under your name, not his, so it comes out of you. That pushes you negative. Negative means you now owe the house. And owing the house means you'll work next week for free, which is illegal as hell. That is what's happening to you. And you're smiling through it because you think this is just life. Sophia's lip trembled. Is he telling the truth? Lena whispered. Sophia nodded once. Her eyes filled. Lena's face went red. I'm going to kill him, she breathed. I swear. I'm going back in there right now and I am. Adrian held up a hand. No, you're not. Lena snapped. Who are you to tell me? I already fired him, Adrian said. The car went silent. Sophia blinked. You what? Adrian leaned back. I just bought this place. Lena laughed. Like that was ridiculous. You're lying. He turned his wrist and slid his phone across the seat. There it was on the screen. Email. Transfer. Digital signature. Cole Hospitality Holdings. Effective immediately. Lena stared. Her mouth actually opened and stayed open. Sophia whispered, You bought the bar? Adrian nodded. Technically the building and its debts. I've been circling it anyway. It's badly run and sitting on prime land. Lena's eyes narrowed. Why? Because it's useful, he said. To you, she shot back. To you, he said quietly. They froze. I don't buy places, he said. To watch people bleed in them. Lena swallowed. Her voice was smaller now. So what happens to us? Adrian looked at Sophia. You, he said, are getting every tip you earned in cash tonight. I already pulled the records. And starting tomorrow, if you stay, you don't work nights alone. You don't get stalked by drunk men. You don't get deducted. You get paid like a human being. Sophia covered her mouth. Her shoulders shook. No sound came out. Lena looked stunned, angry, relieved, suspicious, all at the same time. Then she said what no one else would say to a billionaire at 2 a.m. What do you want in return? What he asks for next is not money, not a date. It's personal. It's dangerous. And it changes everything. Adrian didn't smile. He didn't lean forward like a creep. He didn't say a dinner. He didn't say a night. He didn't say your number. He just said, I want the truth. Lena blinked. About what? Adrian's gaze didn't move from her face. About you. That threw her. You walk into an upscale bar, he said quietly. Order water, and sit like you're guarding something. Not scared. Guarding. You stayed sober, alert, and between every table and your sister. That's security behavior. That's protection. Lena swallowed. He continued, voice low and even. And when I approached you, you didn't blush. You scanned exits. Sophia turned. Lena. Lena exhaled slowly. Our mother, she said, is on heart medication. 2 jobs broke her. Sophia's been covering her pills. We're behind. I came tonight because they cut power to our apartment this afternoon. I just didn't tell her yet. Sophia's head snapped toward her. What? Tears finally spilled, hot and fast. I didn't want you stressing while you were on shift, Lena whispered. You were already so tired and I didn't want you to panic and… Sophia grabbed her hand. You should have told me. I'm telling you now. Adrian listened in silence. No judgment. No pity face. Just focus. How much? He asked softly. Lena wiped her face with the back of her wrist. What? How much to get the lights on, he said. And get current on rent. And get your mom's meds for the next, say, 3 months so you're not choosing between electricity and her heartbeat. Sophia stared. You can't just… How much? He repeated. Lena looked at him like he'd grown horns. You think I'm stupid enough to sell us for a number? Adrian's jaw tightened. I'm not buying you. Then why are you offering? He breathed in through his nose. And for just 1 second his mask slipped. My mother, he said, died in the dark. Lena froze. Adrian's voice got quieter, rougher. Power went out. I was on a flight. Her chest seized. My aunt called me crying from a hallway because they couldn't find her meds in time. You know what killed her? Not her heart. A bill. Silence. The car hummed under them. Outside the tinted glass, the streetlight flickered like a tired heartbeat. I have money, he said. That's not a secret. Money is only good for 2 things. Protection and peace. I can give you both in 10 seconds. But people don't take help from men like me unless they think they can trust me. So I'm telling you something nobody gets to hear. Lena's anger started to melt into something else. Not softness. Not yet. But recognition. Why us? She whispered. Why care about us? You could walk past and forget we exist. He looked at Sophia. Because she still said, "Sir," he said quietly. To a man who was stealing from her. That hit like a punch. Sophia looked down, cheeks burning. Lena rubbed her face. She was breathing heavier now. Processing. Fighting herself. Finally she said, "Okay, let's pretend I believe you. Let's say you're actually good. What do you want in return?" Adrian leaned back. And this time he did smile. "Honesty," he said. "And presence." Lena frowned. "Presence? I go to dinners," he said. "Meetings. People play games. Everyone's fake. Everyone wants something. Do you know what it's like to sit at a table with 5 grown adults and realize you haven't heard a real laugh in 2 hours?" Lena said nothing. "I want you," he said, looking straight at her, "to sit at my table and tell me when I'm being an idiot." Sophia choked. "What?" Adrian shrugged. "It keeps executives honest. Call it quality control." Lena almost laughed. "You want to hire me to insult you?" "Yes," Adrian said. "That's not a job," she said. "It is tonight." Lena stared at him. "You're serious?" "Completely." Sophia whispered, "Lena, no." Lena held up a hand. "And if I say yes, you help us? You help my sister? You keep her safe at work? You leave her alone? No weird pressure. No secrets. No touching, no." Adrian held up his hands. "I swear." Lena looked at Sophia. Sophia was shaking her head, tears streaking down her face. "Lena, this is crazy. You don't know him. He could." "It's one dinner," Lena said softly. "I'll sit there, eat rich people food. Tell him when he's acting like a monster, and if he lies I walk. Meanwhile Mom gets lights and meds. We breathe for 3 months." Sophia's breathing went unsteady. You could hear it. Shallow. Fast. Her voice broke. "I don't want to owe him," she whispered. Lena turned back to Adrian. "We don't owe you. Ever. You understand." Adrian nodded once. "Crystal." Lena exhaled. "Fine," she said. "I'll go." Lena thinks she just made a controlled deal. But the dinner is not what she thinks. And the first person waiting at that table is not a business partner. Someone who can destroy her entire life. The restaurant wasn't even open to the public. You could tell the moment they walked in. Empty tables. Candles already lit. A single long table in the middle, set with silver that looked too sharp to touch. Floor-to-ceiling glass on one side, showing the sleeping city below like a map of stars. Lena walked in first. Black dress. Simple. Borrowed from Sophia, who was still back home with their mom, watching the apartment lights glow like a miracle. Adrian walked beside her, not touching. "You nervous?" he asked quietly. Lena didn't look at him. "No." He smiled a little. "Liar." She breathed out through her nose. "A little." They turned the corner. And that's when Lena's stomach dropped. Because someone was already sitting at the table. Not a CEO. Not a lawyer. Not a board member. It was a woman. Mid-50s. Sharp eyes. Calm posture. Elegant scarf. And Lena knew that face. She'd seen it in news clips behind Adrian at charity events, at ribbon cuttings. Always next to him. Never smiling much. Always watching. This wasn't just someone from work. This was his aunt. The woman who raised him after his mother died. The woman who controls the family trust. Power. Real power. Lena's mouth went dry. Adrian leaned in a little. "Breathe," he murmured. His aunt looked Lena up and down once. Not cruel. Measuring. "So," she said, voice smooth, "you're the girl from the bar." Lena swallowed. "I'm Lena." "I know," the aunt said. "Adrian doesn't bring strangers to this table." Lena felt her cheeks heat. "We're not. I mean, it's not." Adrian cut in. "She's here because I'm tired of yes. She's here to keep me honest." The aunt raised an eyebrow. "Is that what we're calling it?" Lena felt something twist in her chest. She didn't like how that sounded. She didn't like being talked about like she wasn't there. She didn't like being put on display like proof of his humanity. She took a slow breath. Actually, she said, voice steady, I'm here because your nephew bought my sister's workplace at 2 a.m., fired a thief, and paid her what she was owed. I'm here because he said he'd help our mom get her medication. I'm here because I made sure he understood the rules. He breaks one, I walk. The room went still. Adrian's aunt stared at Lena for a full 3 seconds. Then, and this almost looked painful for her, she smiled. Good, she said simply. Finally, someone who doesn't worship him. Adrian muttered, Thank you, Auntie, that's beautiful. She ignored him. She looked at Lena. He listens to almost no one, she said quietly. You should know that if you're accepting this position. Lena frowned. It's not a position. It's temporary. Adrian's aunt looked amused. That's what everyone says at first. Lena stiffened. Okay, she said. No. See that right there? That's what I'm not doing. I'm not getting pulled into some rich people orbit where my sister becomes the girl at the bar and I become the project. I'm not a project. I don't belong to him. He doesn't own me because he paid a bill. He helped. I'm grateful. That's it. Adrian watched her, something like pride flickering in his eyes. Say it louder, he murmured. Lena turned to him. Oh, I'm not done. She stepped closer. You could hear her heels click against the polished floor. Click, 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 echoing in that big quiet room. You don't get to use us, she said, her voice low, shaking with adrenaline. You don't get to sit here and say, Look how good I am. I saved them. My sister is not your PR. I'm not your proof that you're a nice guy. If you did this because you care, cool. If you did this because you're lonely and you're tired of fake people, fine. But if you did this because you wanted to feel like a hero, she leaned in, then you're no better than the man you fired. Adrian didn't move, didn't blink, didn't talk. For a second, Lena thought, that's it. I pushed too far. He's done. He's gonna snap his fingers and security will throw me out and my lights will go off tomorrow. Instead, he laughed. But not mocking, not cold. It was small, almost helpless. There it is, he whispered. That's what I wanted. Lena frowned. What? The truth, he said. He rubbed his jaw, looking almost, for the first time, human. Do you know how long it's been since someone talked to me like that? Lena crossed her arms. Maybe they're scared. They are, he said softly. But you're not. Her heart was still pounding. Who said I'm not scared? Adrian looked at her. Really looked, and his voice dropped. I did, he said. Silence. For a moment, everything felt still, safe even. The aunt cleared her throat. Well then, she said. Eat, both of you. And Adrian. He sighed. Yes. If you hurt that girl or her family, she said calmly, I will personally end you. Lena blinked. Adrian groaned. Great. Fantastic opening. Lena let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. For the first time that night, she almost smiled. Because something had shifted. Not rich man saves poor girl. Not poor girl melts for rich man. Something else. Something like level ground. For once. And if you're wondering, did Lena trust him yet? No. Trust doesn't happen in one night. But she did sit down at that table. And he did keep her sister safe. And that was the first night Adrian Cole, billionaire, headline, monster, savior, whatever you want to call him, realized money can fix bills, but it can't buy respect. You have to earn that. Be honest. If someone rich helped your family in a desperate moment, would you take it? Or would you walk away because nothing comes free?